for joining us this evening. My name is Alan Etzler. I'm the Communications Manager for the City of Frederick. I'm here to provide an update on an incident that happened in the City of Frederick in the area of Parkway and Waverley Drive this afternoon. First speaker is going to be the Frederick Mayor, Michael O'Connor. Our second speaker is going to be the Chief of Police, Jason Lando. And lastly, we'll be joined by Dr. Thomas Scalea, Physician-in-Chief for the Shock Trauma Center. I just want to make sure everybody is aware this is still an active and ongoing investigation. We'll provide as many updates as we can, but there's still some information that's too early to share, and we will take questions after. Thanks.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. Every day, our police officers in the City of Frederick are called upon to potentially life-threatening situations. Most of the time, thankfully, these situations are resolved uneventfully. Today, we experience the tragedy and true dangers these officers face each day in communities all across our country. While this is still an open and active investigation, as Alan said, my thoughts right now are with my police officers, with their families, and with our department. The involved officers in the Frederick Police Department have my full support, and in any way that they need to get through this difficult time. And in just a few short hours, we're overwhelmed by the support we see from allied law enforcement, allied agencies, allied governments, and our community. It really means a great deal to us. At this time, I'll turn it over to our Police Chief, Jason Lando, to give you more information on this incident. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. My name is Jason Lando, and I'm the Chief of Police for the Frederick Police Department. Since a number of you were not present earlier today, I'm going to give a quick recap of what happened and then talk a little bit about the officers. So at 12:43 this afternoon, the Frederick Police Department was dispatched to a call at the intersection of the Parkway and Waverley Drive for a report of a suspicious male. The call indicated that the individual had a firearm. When the first two responding officers arrived on scene, at some point there was an incident that took place where both of our initial responding officers were shot, and the suspect was also shot. Again, I can't go into any more detail on the particulars because that is under investigation. All three individuals, both police officers and the suspect, were flown by Maryland State Police helicopter down here to Baltimore to the Shock Trauma Center. At this time, I'm going to identify both the police officers involved as well as the suspect. Our first officer is Brian Snyder, Bryan Snyder. Officer Snyder is 43 years old and in his second year of service with the Frederick Police Department. Officer Kristen Kowalski, Kristen Kowalsky. Officer Kowalski is 32 years old and in her 9th year of service with the Frederick Police Department. Our suspect is a Dominique Lamar Lewis, and I'll spell that for you. Dominique, middle name Lamarr, last name Lewis, Lewis, and he's 25 years old. Anytime we have an officer involved shooting, we refer to an outside agency. So right now, the Office of the Attorney General's IID, their Independent Investigations Division, and the Maryland State Police are jointly handling this investigation. Out of respect to both of those agencies, we cannot comment on the particulars, as it is now their job to handle the investigation into the incident. I just want to offer our thanks to the Maryland State Police, Frederick County Department of Fire and Rescue, who provided care, the Frederick County Sheriff's Office, and our federal partners as well. Lastly, I want to say thank you to the staff and the physicians and the nurses here at the University of Maryland Shock Trauma. They took exceptional care of our officers, and we're very grateful for that. And lastly, I'll just close by asking you to keep all of our officers at the Frederick Police Department in your thoughts and prayers. It's a tough time right now to be a police officer. and I'm very proud of the work that they do, and very thankful that the officers, we believe, are going to be okay. So thank you very much.
Good evening. It's seems like we were just here doing this, maybe because we were just here doing this not so long ago. This afternoon we admitted 2 Frederick County Police officers. They both sustained torso gunshot wounds. I'm happy to say both are awake, both are stable, they're being observed. The investigation, the diagnostic procedures are continuing. I'm hopeful that everything is going to be okay. As you know, you never know until everything is done, but we are optimistic, and we will provide further updates as they are available.
Chief, tell us, was the officer or was the suspect armed?
The reports are that the initial reports were that the suspect had a firearm, and we know the officers were shot, so we can't really, touch on much more than that.
What type of firearm it was?
Can't comment on that right now.
How many times that there was body camera on your officers, and was it rolling at the time of the incident?
I can tell you that our officers do wear body cameras. I couldn't speak to the particulars right now because the officers are still being cared for.
Have the police officers, the police department, and our run-ins with dominating bodies as a record?
I can't speak to that at this time.
Did you tell us if you found a gun?
What's that?
Did you find a gun on the suspect?
Again, respectfully, any investigative things I just can't talk about because it would be, it's not under our purview right now.
Question for the doctor: do you have any the update on this, the status for all 3 individuals?
Yeah, did you call him to the mic? Yes. At this point, the suspect is also upstairs. He has had to have some surgery, and we will see how things go post-operatively.
Can you tell us what he was shot at? You said that the officer sustained gunshot wounds to the chest.
He was also shot in the torso.
How many times were the officers and the suspect shot? Like how many shots? You know who fired first?
Chief, go to the mic.
No, again, that's all investigative stuff, and it will eventually come out, but it would just be inappropriate right now to comment on that.
Just to make sure all 3 are expected to survive.
I hope so.
Thank you.
Chief, I have one last question. You kind of mentioned it. It's a tough time to be a police officer right now. You have 2 of your officers that are currently in the hospital. I mean, what do you think of it overall, just as a police chief and everything that you've been involved with?
I mean, like I said, it's just it is such a tough time. These officers go out on the street every day. They risk their lives. They want to do the best job they can for the community. So it's very disheartening as a police chief. Myself and Chief Coe, the fire chief here, were actually in a training today together when the call came in, and our hearts just dropped. Raced as quickly as you could to the scene, just praying they're going to be okay. And both of these officers, when they recover, I know they're going to want to get right back out on the street and do it again, and that's absolutely remarkable. And that's the mentality that our officers have.
What charges is the suspect facing?
Again, that'll come out in the investigation. I couldn't comment on that right now.
Are their families here with them, and how are they doing right now?
Thank you for asking that. Actually, I meant to touch on that. So immediately after this occurred, we were in the process of making family notifications, and we had already learned that the families were notified and were either here or on the way, and they've been here the whole time.
Can you clarify, I guess this is for the doctor, can you just clarify their actual conditions?
Their conditions at this point are stable. And I just wanted to make one more comment about around the kind of the emotional toll of the violence. We admitted 5 people before 2 o'clock shot today. That's nuts. That there is so much violence in the city and in the state, and it's just, we really pride ourselves on doing a good job, and we do a good job. This is out of control. It's so demoralizing to do this day after day after day after day.
Chief, That suspect, is he from Frederick City or is he from a neighboring county or city?
I don't have an address for him.
Doc, in clarifying their stable condition, both they shot in the torso. You said both officers were conscious. Is the suspect conscious?
He
as
is.
well?
He is. He had some surgery, so he is recovering. He is not yet awake.
I can't hear you.
We got another report that Maryland State Police were verify what I
So whenever we have an officer-involved incident and one that could potentially result in death, we make notification to a newly formed unit that you may or not be aware of out of the Attorney General's office. They will work with the Maryland State Police in conducting the investigation. We just feel that it's best for transparency's sake that when we have an officer or multiple officers involved in an incident where there's a shooting, that we stay out of the investigation, and so that's why we've turned it over to them. They will make the determination who's going to handle the investigation from here on out.
You also heard that Governor Hogan was here. Can you confirm that he is?
I've not seen the governor.
You said you haven't seen the governor?
I have not, but that doesn't mean he's not here. We've been up in the hospital for a while.
Question for the doctor. I just wanted to clarify, the two officers, they did undergo surgery?
They did not.
They did not. Okay. Will they have to?
Not clear at this point. I hope not.
You said not for what?
Not clear at this point. I hope not.
Gotcha. Okay.
Did you say the governor had been here?
I don't know. Someone over there said it.
Yeah, that's something we heard, so I was trying to confirm if he was.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone.